Hey everyone, I'm going to give you guys a two-parter today, and it's going to be focused on lawn fertilizers because that is what I'm looking for, and I kind of want to give you guys a real look into potentially your customer journey. So in order to do that, we have to understand a couple things which I'm going to review, and then we're going to jump over to Amazon to kind of review the results on that side of the shopping experience. So first and foremost, the product that I'm looking for is going to be in the lawn fertilizer. Just looking for something to clean up my lawn or get my lawn looking a little bit healthy. So I built this RecoScope.com, getRecoScope.com, excuse me. I'll put the link in the description. But what this does is it's tracking what Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, and all of them are recommending when I'm searching for different prompts, which I'll show you guys in just 1 second. As you can see here, there's been about 5 weeks of tracking on my end. So I'm going to just scroll right down to the results. I think this is a very powerful chart that shows everybody, hey, where's Scott's, where's Milorganite? So if I'm pronouncing Milorganite wrong, please let me know in the comments. The Anderson's always been consistent there. There's a couple of these smaller ones. Sunday's one I've heard of as well, but they're struggling a little bit on how they're ranking when people are searching different prompts. And speaking of prompts, I'm going to scroll down here real quick. I'll let you guys surf this whenever you guys get a chance. I'm more interested in the prompt level breakdown. So what I mean by that is for prompt 2 that I use 3 prompts to kind of get a good feel or a good lay of the land when I'm doing the lawn fertilizer category. Is I'm a 42-year suburban homeowner who maintains my own lawn and wants it best looking for lawn fertilizer under $40 for everyday use. What are my best options? So this is what ChatGPT said. Scott, Milorganite, Expert Garden. Claude, Gemini, and Perplexity all ranked this one, Milorganite, number 1. And surprisingly, on Perplexity, Scott's doesn't show up. Scott's should be the best one according to the top chart. Scott consistently shows up. They're one of the bigger brands. Everybody knows their brands, and everybody knows that they're very strong in the lawn fertilization or just the lawn care in general. But it's very surprising that they didn't make it in the top 3 on Perplexity. So I guess what we're seeing is that there isn't a consistency, and every single AI model right now is producing different results or different recommendations. So that's something very, very important to know. There's a couple other nuggets here. Expert Garden, Stockgard Green, Texas Tea, Urea. They don't show it under $40, so they're going to be above $40, which is perfectly fine. And there's a couple ones that don't show up because it's under $40. So every single time your customers are searching or adding on to their prompt, these things are shifting. These things are moving in real time. That it's okay to not compete in that, but you got to be aware that these small little things that customers are searching is affecting your recommendation, is affecting the organic sales that you're potentially losing or potentially gaining as well. So what I'm going to do in this video is going to focus on these two, the two big boys, Scott's and Milorganite. So this is just ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and Perplexity. I'm going to move over to Amazon right now and kind of give you guys the results on there because that is still the #1 shopping platform currently. So looking at Rufus now. So I'm moving over Rufus. Same prompt. I'm going to go back one screen here. Same exact prompt I use over here. I'm just going to drop it on Rufus right here. What are our best options? So this is what they gave me. And remember, this is Rufus. This is a brand new model. I'm going to move myself over to the right here. Brand new model. So what they say is Milorganite's #1. This is the #1 organic and slow releasing. I didn't say anything about organic. I didn't say anything about slow releasing. This is what each model, each AI model differentiated is how they're going to produce these recommendations. And what Rufus thinks is that this customer wants an organic and slow releasing, great for steady growth. I did say maintain my own line, want the best looking. I didn't use any of these keywords. So very, very important to notice if you're a small seller or even a big boy, you're looking at what the AI model, you're trying to satisfy the AI model. And there's different ways, which I'll show you in just 1 second, how to satisfy these guys. Because they're giving us a playbook, guys. They're giving us what we need to improve on our product listing or even on our website to be able to be recommended by Rufus and the other AI models as well. But as you're looking, it's under $40. Yep, $39.84. The other one, Milorganite. Oh, and then once you get down to this one, they're naming the brand as one of the options. So hopefully it does have Scott's Green, which it does here. still under $40. So we're holding that constraint, but now we're getting a little flexible on what Amazon is recommending, Rufus is recommending. So something to keep in mind on. There's no right or wrong answer right now. There's only ways to utilize their responses to help ourselves out, to help the smaller brands, to help the medium-sized brand potentially come in and get recommended. Now we're scrolling down to the very bottom here. That's a liquid fertilization. So if you're in that space, you get a little bit of a shout out here. It's still Scott's. Unfortunately, they're the big boys. The Andersons, I think we saw on the other one. They do have their version. So now we're getting to the very bottom here. Very bottom, and I'm not going to get into the secondary prompt or the conversation here, but this is something that I'll make in another video that is going to be very important, because you don't want to lose focus on the very bottom of a Rufus prompt, because this can really get you guys some of the organic growth that you're looking at and not competing in the ad space. So speaking of the ad space, if I was traditionally shopping here, I would just go over to, and not use Rufus, go over to the search bar, and search lawn fertilizer. That's what I'm going to do. That's historically what a lot of people are still doing, but I'm seeing the shift that people are using not just two-word ones, but getting a little more in-depth on what they're looking for, because it makes things easier. Remember, when I search lawn fertilizer, it's giving me thousands of results. If I'm searching with a more specific prompt, like over here, I'm getting 5 or 6 recommendations. So I don't have to go in and research a bunch and rely on my kind of information overload, or even have to move these little filters here, which I did on this one, and minimize that decision matrix that we're building right now for lawn fertilizer. So what I did was I moved the filter down to 40. I didn't do any of the other ones here, and kind of let them give me the results. Which is going to be, I'm going to ignore these sponsored ones because these are kind of paid placement, and move down to the number one organically ranked is the Scott Turf Builder Lawn Food Care for 50,000 square feet, Northern. So I already clicked on it. I already opened up a new tab with it, and you're looking at Scott's Turf Builder, which is the Amazon choice, under $40, really good, really high reviews, 4.6. I'm just giving you guys a glimpse of how I'm shopping. So if you're shopping differently, perfectly fine, but this is just my mindset of I'm looking at certain cues for letting me know that I'm comfortable buying this lawn fertilizer. Very short title, very specific on the brand, the turf, what the product is, which is really good. What the product is always powerful to get your product indexed properly with Amazon. And I'll touch on this a little bit, but scrolling down, I'm just going to show you guys A+ content. It's very strong, very bright, very visual. And I'm going to make a separate video on some of the ways to improve the A+ content. But what I want to highlight is that it's just visuals. It's just a video. There's no text or anything that I can go in or Amazon or the robots can go in and kind of scrape it efficiently to say this product is, so you can sweep straight pot. I don't even know. I'm not going to read those individually. But even these, you can't. I mean, these are one image that they uploaded. There's no way for anybody to for the robots easily scrape this. Ask Rufus, because remember, like, this button was never here. I can't do that up on images right as of yet. So, and like I said, I'll explain this in another video. So follow along and really improve. If you're a small, medium-sized business, or even if you're Scott's, please do these small little things so you guys can get ranked and recommended a lot easier for the robots and for Rufus and for all these AI agents. So I've scrolled to the very bottom. The rest is going to be reviews and videos. I wanted to point out is that there's no FAQ on Scott's. And the reason I'm bringing that up is a couple things. Number one, I'm looking at the results for lawn care from a very manual lawn fertilizer, under $40. Those are my two criteria that I put in. And I'm looking at Scott's as my number one organic, because it doesn't have a little sponsor. Number one organic. Number two is Scott. Milorganite is number 3. So remember, if you look back on Rufus, and I do apologize for jumping back and forth, Milorganite is technically the number one recommended by Rufus, because it is the first one that shows up. They are number 3 organic when I'm searching naturally. So what's the difference between Milorganite being ranked number 1 on Rufus, or recommended on Rufus, the first one recommended by on Rufus, and why isn't it this one right here that is organically ranked number 1 on a natural search result? So that's the question that I have, and that's the question that I want to finish this video on, is what's the difference between Scott and Milorganite to be able to be recommended? And I'll spend a couple minutes on the A+ section because I need to pull up this listing, which is going to be the one that Amazon, and once again, I'm jumping over to the Rufus results here. This is the exact one that Rufus is recommending for you to buy, for me to buy if I'm searching this prompt. So what's going to happen is this is still under $40. Decent amount of reviews, good ratings, everything that I was talking about earlier. But the number one thing that I've seen the difference, and I haven't compared it side by side, I just am kind of eyeballing this, is that it is still using a lot of these imagery that the text is hard to crawl for Amazon, but, and I want to pause here, but this is the important thing. This is what I think is why it's getting recommended on Rufus versus why Scott is not the most recommended on Rufus right now for that prompt I put in, is this section right here. There's 5 questions, 5 FAQ that you as a seller can control if you have enhanced A+ content, which is an unlock with Amazon. If you have any questions on that, reach out to me. I'll help you guys out unlock that. It's a pretty straightforward process. This is where the power is when you're an AI model. AI models are always looking for FAQs. AI models are looking for how to answer somebody's questions before, or recommend somebody's question before, by piecing together all the information they have from the singular prompt or from some of your historical searches. They're constantly in the background looking for a question and answer to best recommend products. They're not looking just for the best product, or not looking for just the best ranked product on a search results. They're looking for specific details within your listing to be able to answer. And the most powerful area right now currently, I think, is the Q&A. So they got 5, and not only just 5, they got 2 sections of Q&A. They have 10 total questions and answers that they dictated. They inputted the question, they inputted the answer, meaning the brands. And this is not Amazon generated. This is us telling Amazon, these are the questions we think the customers are asking, and these are the reason why we should be the ones to be recommended, because we're answering those questions. Our listings show that we understand the customer, so it gives Rufus the confidence to be able to recommend our product and be able to be the number 1 recommended product when I'm searching for these kind of cues that, or this prompt that is triggering Rufus to go and crawl the thousands and potentially millions of products out there to say, which one satisfied this one? And to them, and to that prompt, this product did. This product right here, all-purpose eco-friendly, slow-release nitrogen one, this is the one. So this is the true, in my opinion, hack right now to use, is to don't try to guess the algorithm. Use the algorithm. Use the Rufus results to kind of let your listings adapt to that. It used to be just stuff a bunch of keywords, a bunch of lawn fertilizer, in your listing, and Amazon will index it properly for you, and that's a good way to get organic sales. Because if you're ranking down here number 1 without the sponsor, before they introduce sponsored, this is the way to get those organic sales, so you don't have to pay additional fees to be able to place on it. That's the traditional one. We're in the new world here. This is my focus. This has been my focus. This is going to be my focus, to help potential brands, to really truly let them understand that these small, medium-sized brands have a good opportunity right now. You have to use some of the cues that Amazon or the other AI models are giving you. You got to piece those together and make it an effective product listing, make it an effective website to be able to be recommended on these AI models. So please follow along. I'll explain the AI A+ content and some other imagery stuff in the next upcoming video. So this is the very kind of a 3-parter. I think we're looking at these results here for the prompt in a chart form. Now we went over to Amazon. Now we're trying to piece together a hack for you as a seller on whether it's Amazon or any platform to execute on. If you guys have any questions, please reach out to me, comment. If I'm wrong on anything, please let me know. This is a learning process for me and hopefully an educational one for you to utilize on your product listing and get these organic sales that you don't have to compete with the big boys for. So thank you, and I'll talk to you guys later.